What is the reason for someone dying prematurely? It is due to the law of economy. From the perspective of this law, nature decides who will die prematurely. Similarly, discouragement is also governed by the law of economy. When a person is joyful and happy, they eat a lot, dress well, indulge in pleasures, and don't worry about much. Seeing this waste of resources and energy, nature sends suffering to tighten things up. The person becomes discouraged, they lose their appetite, don't want to work, and feel like life is meaningless. Once they realize the situation, nature releases its grip. When nature wants to conserve energy, it reduces people's budgets. What people often call misfortune, suffering, or the meaninglessness of life is not truly meaningless, it is simply a reduction in their budget. This means they must eat less and conserve nature's energy. 2 types of wealth. There are 2 kinds of wealth. Small wealth, which brings joy to a person. Great wealth, which the person cannot fully comprehend or enjoy. Having too much knowledge can weaken a person, while having just enough strengthens them. What does someone gain by carrying heavy loads from one place to another? In the end, they exhaust themselves and meet an unhappy fate. By heavy load, I mean overindulgence, eating too much, for example. A small load, like eating less, brings more energy. Similarly, an excess of knowledge acquired externally brings little benefit, while internal knowledge provides rich experiences. Nature often hides great wealth in small forms. On the futility of today's way of life. Remember, living as people do today achieves nothing. I call this existence slavery. It's like being placed in a pen to be fattened by your master. What kind of life is this? A life of suffering. Why would God need such suffering? You lie in the pen, being fattened, consumed by disbelief, discouragement, and poverty. I walk past the pen and ask, "How are you?" You reply, "We are discouraged." How can encouragement turn into discouragement? How can purity become defiled? People fall and get dirty when the ice they're standing on begins to melt. As long as the ice remains solid, no one can be stained. The purpose of the lesson. What does today's lecture resemble? It's like fruit shown to children just to look at, then hidden away. Someone would show the fruit, hide it, then say, "If you behave, I'll bring more next time." But I am not that stingy. If I've shown you beautiful fruits, I'll let you taste them too. It's a law, if you have seeds, you must plant them in the soil. Conclusion. Only the radiant path of wisdom leads to truth. In truth lies the essence of life. Lecture by the Master, delivered on February 24, 1933, in Sofia, Izgrev.